Wow, welcome back, and today we have thunder, lightning and rain. It's kind of getting heavier and heavier, so I was checking out everything is fine, because the last time round my house was actually flooded. So welcome back, so happy to see all of you, Kelvin, Christopher, Casey, David, Emmeline, May, Isabella, Tony, Lily. Wow, thank you so much for coming back, and today we're going to have a really interesting time, because the big topic for today is, will Facebook spike 10 trillion market cap? I mean, this is such a big topic, and holy moly, I'm not too sure you guys can handle this or not. Alright, so I'm going to take you through some really interesting parts of Facebook journey. And you know, I've been a big part of Facebook since becoming an early adopter of using the social network site. And back then, in fact, it was during my PhD research, you know, we wanted to find out the virality of friends. Now, what do I mean by that? So let's take, for example, myself and Ken. We are friends right now, all right? And I want to know, through my friendship with Ken, how many degrees of influence I have on Ken's level of friends. So let's say Ken is degree number 1, degree number 2 will be Ken friends, then Ken friends with degree number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on, right? So back then, during my PhD research, we were using the Facebook Open API, and it was the exact same Open API that Cambridge Analytica was using to help Donald Trump win the election. So Facebook didn't have a control on the API. We could see 7 degrees away the friendship, and we ran an experiment called a Big World experiment. And through this experiment, I was able to influence 7 degrees of friends away. And that's how powerful Facebook is. So, you know, during that whole process, in 2012, Facebook announced that they will be going for IPO. And so let's take a look at the interesting charts of the Facebook IPO back then. And then from the past, we connect the dots to the present. And from the present, we connect the dots to the future. All right, so this is going to be a really interesting exercise for many of you. And I think I'm more than qualified to speak on this topic. Okay, so not to shock everyone out there, and I'm going to show you on day 1 trading of Facebook IPO. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Check this out. Wow! That is the Facebook IPO price. We were trading at about $40 to $42 that night, and halfway while we were trading on day 1 of the IPO, the entire exchange crashed. Not the stock, but the entire exchange crashed. We couldn't buy or sell. It was just frozen at about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And everybody went on a freak out, completely freaked out. What happened? This has never happened before, because the demand was so high and expectations were so high. The book buildings by the market makers were so high, it went into a frenzy. So you are looking at this moment in time in the history. Crazy moment, all right? So the very next day, because day 1 the exchange crashed, the next day it spiked down, followed by a further spike down. And by the time, you know, I just move a little bit forward and kind of let you see, yes, already spiked down 50%. All right, look at this. If you bought at $40, here you go. And it spiked down to $20. That is just like, holy moly, in about 2 months time, you're off about 50% of whatever you put in, okay? So I think this is such an important learning curve. So how many of you are excited to learn from me about this Facebook IPO? And I want to see your response on the YouTube. Can you please say yes, IPO on the YouTube chat? And very quickly, post out our YouTube live link to your friends, share with your friends, because this is going to be such an important lesson. All right, I'm going to wait for you guys to go and share with your friends. Here we go. Go and share this YouTube link with your friends. Get more people in, because today you're going to see how powerful Facebook is when we connect from IPO days to the $1 trillion market cap. Here we go.
Center of attention, they all want some. I'm like fire, hot as the sun. The dance floor is burning, call 911.
Go, 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 go!
Body, I'm loving the heat.
Woo!
It won't come easy, nothing's for free. If you want me, then prove it, baby.
Woo!
I just wanna party all night long. I do it all for fun. Don't need your love. I'm a sinner. Left my lover crying on the dance floor. I'm a sinner. Left my lover.
Wow, thank you everyone for mobilizing your village, your kampong friends, your classmates, your colleagues, every one of them rushing in right now to watch this YouTube live stream. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm highlighting to you the two really crazy spots. Entry price at $40 on IPO. In less than 3 months, it collapsed to $20, 50% drop. And most people cannot handle such a kind of loss, all right? It's like crazy. And back then, 3 important things to take note of. Number 1, the valuation back then for Facebook IPO was the highest in history. Back in the time 2012. Please remember that. Highest in history. Number 2, they didn't generate a single mobile ad revenue. In fact, they didn't have a mobile strategy other than making all of us connect with friends, all right? So they couldn't sell a dime on a mobile ad revenue. And number 3, because they were able to mobilize their customer base, fans like myself, we rushed in to buy and created a frenzy. But the exchange let us down. The exchange collapsed. And that kind of spike off an entire series of negativity towards Facebook, and the stock price collapsed. Now back then, I was checking back on my notes, and I was one of the few that owned about 24,000 shares of Facebook on IPO. You want to write that down? That's like 24,000 shares, man, mama. It's like crazy. So the moment it crashed, 3 things happened. Number 1, they kind of activated like what we call US class action. It's very common in the US, whereby the lawyers will form among themselves and kind of take the initiative to sue Facebook on the client's behalf. Who are the clients? The plaintiff like myself. And they'll do it for free, because they will take on the bet that in the event Facebook have to pay a fine, their legal fees will be deducted from the fines, and whatever is remaining will be distributed among all the plaintiffs. All right? So that's point number 1. And point number 2, they actually reached out to me. They realized this guy must be crazy. He owned 24,000 shares, and they wanted me to be the lead plaintiff of the class action. And I told them, no, I'm the wrong candidate for you. In fact, you want a lead plaintiff, you should go and look for a teacher's retirement fund, and get all the old retired teachers, go on the court hearing, and do a sobbing story. I'm too young, fast and furious for the court. No point getting me as a lead plaintiff. And that's exactly what they done. They invited one of the retirement funds as the lead plaintiff, and they sued Facebook. We sued them for about 2 years. And guess what? All of us got paid off. For whoever bought the IPO on day 1, you just submit your evidence. I submitted my evidence, 24,000 stocks. And based on the number of stocks that you own, and based on the award of the winnings, they pay you based on the number of stocks that you own, all right? So we got paid out about that, but that's not my sharing here tonight, all right? This is really the interesting part. So here we go. I'm going to prepare you for this journey of investing in a great company and how to hang out for the ride. So here we go. I'm going to kind of streamline it here and show you this entire path. Mama! And this path is really, really difficult to teach because imagine you got in at a high price of day one of the IPO at $45, all right? Now you are stuck for how long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 16 months. You are stuck for 16 months just to hit break-even point. So let me spell it out. Stuck for 16 months. Woo! How many of you can handle this kind of pressure? Just to break even, not even talk about making profits, all right? And that's what I went through. One of the largest retail investor out of Singapore, and we say, hang on for the ride. Please do not ever sell at a loss. Big important lesson for you. And by the time the price start to move up, you know, psychologically you're drained out because you hang out like 16 months, your money just not working hard for you, you're negative zone. And it's like one humongous of Red Sea, mama. I mean, you want to talk about Red Sea? Let me show you what is called Red Sea. This is 16 months of Red Sea. And it's very painful. All right, you are wondering what have you done wrong? You are second guessing your analysis. You know, your confidence dropped to the ground, and you kind of pulling your hair out of your head and all kinds of nasty things. 16 months. I'm showing you this because I hope to inspire you. This company today is one of the $5 trillion market cap company. But every great company has gone through this shit first. So can you please type in right now? Shit happens. Go, 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 go! Woo!
So I got what I deserved, you know it. I wanted it to hurt, so wrong of me to cross that line. If I could, I would push rewind. It's my fault, I'll give you my heart, you can crush it, moving on. I'll be on my way if you want it. I surrender to you. Yes, I am waving the white flag. I surrender to you. Yes, I am waving the white flag.
Wow, YouTube is so sensitive, you know. The moment you type shit, right, they kind of hold back your comment for review. So you have to go and approve all your shit comments right now. So thank you very much. Yes, that's what we call shit happens. And I'm going to fast forward for you right now to understand the implication of hanging out for this ride. So I literally, you know, hang out for 16 months just to hit break even. And guess what? By the time my psychology could handle this pile of shit, let me make it clear to you. By the time my psychology could handle this pile of shit, I'm going to draw 45. And then I sell at 100% profit about around 90, all right? Right over here. That is like, holy moly. That's like 2 years of wait just to make 100% profit return, all right? So I sold 100% profit return. But that's equals to 2 years of wait. 2 years. Wow! And if you think about that, you're thinking like, oh my gosh, you went out for 2 years and you hang out for this shit. And by that time, my capacity could not hang out any longer. I kind of cracked. I get out 100% profit. I say, I think that's enough for the game. I do not want to touch this guy anymore. I went through so much problem with this guy, right? And look at the price, $90. What is the price of Facebook today? Ladies and gentlemen, you know, all of you please take out a gun and shoot me. That's $350. Oh my God. Okay, so it's coming to almost 10x, right? $40 times 10, $400. So it's coming close to 9 times 4 to 936 is about 9x, 900%. But you know, this is human psychology. That's the reason why, you know, I've been such a strong advocate about the fact that please don't tell anyone you're a long-term investor. Because psychologically, most people cannot hang out that long. They will crack under fear and greed. That will just weigh down on you and you say, I'm out of it. Long-term investors are typically for those who already been there, done that at a high net worth level, all right? They have the financial resources to hold on for the whole ride. Now, I went through this whole ride. I was so sick of Facebook because of the hell I went through. But this is the journey of investing. You know, I want to have an open conversation with you, and you can see for yourself what the stock chart is doing to us today, all right? So I'm going to fast forward right now and kind of zoom out. And you can see, I click on maximum. Holy moly, this is the entire trajectory of Facebook. From $40, from $350. You have to wait how long? 8 years to be, about 9 years to be exact. And how long it took Facebook to reach $1 trillion market cap. Now this is the part that's really, really interesting. And I want to make sure you are witnessing history in time. And I hope we are just in time because the price start to kind of drop a little bit. I'm not too sure. Are they still on $1 trillion market cap? But let's take a look right now, right? They just kind of drop a little bit. So I'm going to zoom in right here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at Facebook. And this is the moment in history we are looking at. The $1 trillion market cap. And I'm so pleased to share this exciting moment with you. You are seeing right now the moment in time this has happened, all right? So what's in store for us right now the moment it touches $1 trillion? And what's the future for us to play out? And this is the part I think I'm really, really crazy about it. And I want to walk through with you some of the thinking behind my thinking. And here we go. We start off with 3 very important steps, all right? Step 1. We ask ourselves a very simple question. And the question is this. How many Facebook users are there on planet Earth? All right. So we say that, okay, they hit about 2.7 billion. And basically it's all about connectivity and the new population, upcoming new population and so on. So they have 2.7 billion right now, almost connected, slightly less than half of the global population. So if I type in right now, world population. So we got 2.7 of Facebook. 2.7 and we got right now 7.6. So I take out my calculator very fast. Take out my calculator right now. 7.6 divided by 2.7. That's another 2.8 times. So I want you to know there's another 2.8 times of opportunity for Facebook to corner planet Earth. That's rounded up 3 times more. Now 3 times more, you can also kind of round it up the stock price. Ready? Here we go. 350 times 3, that's coming close to $1,000. So you are right now witnessing this is a potential $1,000 stock price company. That's the whole train of thoughts leading to us breaking through this so-called $1 trillion cap and what's in store for us in the future. So I hope you noted this down because for all the great companies, we're going to look at all the great companies right now. And first of all, here we go. I got this really very beautiful table here, and I want to show you what I've done with what you guys gonna enroll into the class later on, and I'm gonna show you this beautiful image. And here we go. This is what I call 17 years of friendship, all right? And this friendship is really important to us because how long it took Facebook to hit $1 trillion market cap. Now, Apple took about 42 years. Now, that's kind of the Steve Jobs era. And Saudi Aramco, we leave it out of the equation because they are just so blessed with the natural resources sitting below their feet. So let's leave them out for once. So Apple 42 years, Microsoft 44 years, Amazon 24 years, and Alphabet. How about we are looking at Google? All right, Google right here took about 22 years. So averagely is more than 20 years above. And here we go. We have Facebook hitting the milestone 17 years. The only contender that can come close to beating out Facebook is none other than our friend right here, Mr. Bitcoin. Okay? So, if you look at these companies, we have Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. Alright? What I want to do is go back to here and let's start off with Apple. And this is like one of the early days company I've been like trading heavily on this guy, Apple. And I click on maximum, right? So Steve Jobs era really kickstart in the year 2003 onwards, and that's where Steve Jobs came back and returned to Apple. And from there, it kind of spiral up, and want to make sure we are looking at the stock splits as well. They went through several stock split, all right? Right over here, about 4, and here we go. It shot all the way up, and that's what we want to do right here. We want to kind of understand and think through how long it took for them to break that kind of a high price, and then they do a major stock split. Stock split is 4:1, so they were traveling about $400 per share, and then they divided by 4. So you are looking at right now a very important lesson. Facebook, which is trading at 350 right now, may potentially announce a stock split, just like Apple. Because the moment they touch around that $400 mark, they want to reduce it, divided by 4, so that it's trading at below $100, making it affordable for everyone out there to own a piece of the action. So, first idea, the idea of stock split. Then we go and take a look at Microsoft right now, MSFT, which is also another $1 trillion market cap company. Now this guy made so much money from stock split, all right? But it was in the early days when, you know, Bill Gates was still in charge. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stock split made Bill Gates the richest man on planet Earth back in his time. All right, so this is the whole movement. But more importantly, they brought on board a very, very great CEO, Satya Nadella. And he came on board around 2012, and look at this trajectory. So you can also imagine second idea. Facebook may appoint a new professional, senior, mature CEO to run the business. Just like what Microsoft did. And then the business will take off on a totally new curvature. And we just want Mark Zuckerberg out of the equation. So that's 2 opportunities for you already. I hope you are learning something from me right now. How many of you are learning something from me right now? Can you please type in the comments, say, yes, I'm really learning something.
Center of attention, they all want some. I'm like fire, hot as the sun. The dance floor is burning, call 911. Hands on my body, I'm loving the heat, but it won't come easy. Nothing's
So we have 2014, the idea of a new CEO coming on board, and you can see the stock chart goes like holy moly to the moon, all right? And here we go. And this is a possible question we should ask regarding Facebook. When is Mark Zuckerberg stepping down as a CEO? Please hire a professional guy to run the business. This has happened for Google as well. They hired Eric Schmidt to come on board as a CEO, run the business really, really well, and transform the business. The only guy that's still sitting incumbent as a CEO is perhaps Jeff Bezos, all right? Amazon, a stock price is above $1,000. So those are the big ideas. Now the third ingredient that I truly believe will trigger Facebook to hit a 10 trillion market cap. And I think this is the number one topic that Mark Zuckerberg is thinking about all night long. Because he's got the base already. He just need one more move. And what is that move? And I want you guys to type it out and make sure you really know what is that move I'm talking about. Here we go. I hope you are ready for it, because if you're not ready, means you are really, really behind the curve. And this is really big. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. The business that will take Facebook to a 10 trillion market cap. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at the coin called Diem. And this has already started. They moved the license back, moved the business back to United States with the blessing of the Biden's administration. And this will go live by third and fourth quarter of this year. I believe this is the next move that will propel Facebook to a 10 trillion market cap. And I sum it up for you, the 3 main points. I hope you have enjoyed the session right here today. And that's where I'm going to switch over my slide right here, all right? So today is kind of a Tuesday, and on Thursday and Friday, I'll be running a big class and something for y'all to think about. And here we go. Whoops. Here we go. Whoops. Here we go. Whoops. I've been pressing the wrong button. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Oops. Nope, it's not here. I don't know where I go already. Okay, it's okay. So go right now to spiking.com/2021. I'll be running a 2 days live trading on this Thursday and Friday, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Usually in the 2 days live trading, I'll teach you the foundation of stocks. What is the strategy? How do we catch the spikes before it happens? And leveraging off my 20 years experience in the marketplace, I hope and want to welcome you to come on board to join us on this Thursday and Friday, 2 days of non-stop trading. And for today's class, definitely you're going to benefit so much by simply going to learn.spiking.com or go to the description below at YouTube, whereby you can enroll to today's class on will Facebook spike $10 trillion market cap, all right? I'm so happy to connect with you here tonight on a thunder, lightning, and rain evening. But thank you so much for coming back to watch us in action. And before we go off, I want you to know you're just one spike away. Here we go. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.